Thank you very much. And I wish you a wonderful session, the sunny in your heart day, a sunny day, and to feel together and gather with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you for inviting me, also to R&D, and thank you for Obi for helping with the technical side, which is not a small detail in this kind of setting. So I'm incredibly happy to be here today because EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique, is a great passion in my life. My name is Irene Nolte. I'm a holistic health and life coach and EFT practitioner. And by holistic, what I mean is that I combine insights of traditional Chinese medicine with modern systemic coaching tools. I'm half German, half Romanian. I grew up in Brussels in the context of the European institutions. I went to the European school. And as is how can I say this? As is quite a common path with that background, I studied international relations and international human rights law. And I worked as a human rights advocate for several years. And quite soon I developed something of a burnout, which pretty much invited me to reconsider questions of emotional and physical health. And so it was during that time that I discovered shiatsu, so the Japanese art of acupressure, but also EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique. And it helped me tremendously during that time, during my burnout, but also in this shift from one profession to the other, which obviously brought up a lot of fears and anxieties and worries. And I had to work with lots of beliefs. And this is what you can do with EFT. So EFT is an amazing little tool. You will see it's super simple. You will all learn it today. It's simple, it's safe, and you can't do anything wrong. So I think that's always good to know. EFT is also called tapping because what we do is we literally tap on acupuncture points on the body. So in traditional Chinese medicine, it is believed, or it has been observed, that we have meridians that run through the body. They are energetic channels. And on those meridians, we have acupuncture points. And what we do with EFT is that we tap on different meridian starting points and ending points because this tapping sends a calming signal to the amygdala. The amygdala is a part of the limbic brain that has to do with scanning for emotional security. So if you do something in your life that you perceive as a threat, and then you tap, that reduces the cortisol levels in your body and it switches off the alarm system in your brain, the amygdala. It sends a calming signal to the amygdala. And the example I always like to give is, imagine there's a little boy, let's call him John, and he's 7 years old, he's English speaking and he's going to French classes and he's trying to say something in class. And the teacher, Madame Dupont, has a bad day and she says, "Oh mon Dieu, you have a terrible accent." And so we can imagine that, let's just imagine that the other kids in the classroom start to laugh. And we can also imagine from there that John has a shock, that he feels humiliated, ashamed, and that from there he develops a set of limiting beliefs. The first belief, I'm no good at speaking French. The second belief, possibly, I'm no good at learning a foreign language. And then later on, when he's grown up and has to give a presentation, perhaps he's completely stressed out and afraid because he still has that emotional memory in the back of his mind. So what we do with EFT is we do emotional archaeology. We find those difficult moments in life and we take away the emotional charge so that you can take on a different perspective. Today, what we'll do, because that was a specific request that I received, we will tap on the here and now. So this 1 hour session is there to help you shift your energy. And it's shift your energy around the lockdown and just the general state of the general state of difficulty and struggle, if you like, linked to the pandemic, to the lockdown, and to this ongoing uncertainty that we're all under. Now, I completely appreciate that some people have been thriving under lockdown, so that's really great, but the vast majority hasn't. And so when I wrote this script, I really, how to say that, I really targeted the bigger group, right, that has not been thriving that much under the lockdown. All right, so I'm just going to show you the points of EFT and you can just copy me. So first I'll show you the points. I show you the sequence, and then we'll just start tapping, all right? So the thing that we'll do is we'll do one tapping round. We will do 2 tapping rounds in total. The first is to tap on confinement fatigue, let's call it this way. And the second one is on worry and anxiety, to help you shift worry and anxiety, right? Because as we know, when there's a lot of tension and fear in the body, that leads to the fact that the body secretes, the adrenal glands secrete more cortisol, the fear hormone, which in itself leads to the acidification of the blood and so on and so forth. So it's no good. Basically, anxiety is no good for your immune system. So these 2 tapping sequences are really meant to help you to shift your emotional and physical well-being. So I will show you the points. Let's start by that. So you start by tapping on the side of the hand. Hang on a minute. I need to switch the thing I see on my screen. Brilliant. Okay, I'll just do it like that. Okay, very good. So you start by tapping on the side of your hand, and it doesn't matter whether it's the left hand or the right hand, right? You can interchange them. And the right place is, you find your little finger, there's a bone, and it's just underneath the bone in the soft part, in the tissue part. And again, you can you can tap with the left hand, with the right hand, it doesn't matter. Very good. Okay. So this is always the first place where we start tapping with EFT. Next, you tap between the eyebrows. So it's on the inside of the eyebrow. And here you can tap with 2 fingers, with 1 finger, both is fine. Very good. The next point is next to the eyes. Yeah, and really make sure, sometimes people tap a bit too high, it's a bit too far. It's really next to the eye. Very good. Then we tap under the eye. Super. So you can just feel under the eyes, there's like a U-shaped bone. Just feel into it. And it's on the edge of that U-shaped bone. Super. Then under the nose, under the mouth. Very good. Clavicle, clavicule, Schlüsselbein. So it's really, you have the edge of the clavicle and you tap on there. Very good. And then on the head. In the official EFT protocol, there's a point under the arm, but I've taken it out because I don't think it works. And it's clumsy to tap under the arms. So let's just run through it once more. Side of the hand, inside of the eyebrow, next to the eye, under the eye, under the nose, under the mouth, on the clavicle, and on the head. Super. Okay, these are the points. Now, this is where East meets West, where traditional Chinese medicine meets Western psychology. We use the acupuncture points, but we use affirmations. So this is more from the West, from the Western psychology. We use affirmations as we tap through these points. In EFT, we always start with the negative. We always take the challenge or the pain or whatever difficult emotion that's within yourself. I'm feeling stressed. You know, the comments people made just before. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling stressed, whatever it is in the present moment. And we always start with that. And then in the end, we add a positive round. You can imagine, so we're not tapping the negative affirmations into ourselves. It's more that, imagine you have a little wound on your hand. You first need to disinfect it before you put a plaster, right? It's just that principle. Okay, so we'll start with the first round now. At first, I would like to invite you to come into a comfortable position and receive a few deep breaths in and out. So perhaps you would like to lean back, perhaps you would like to close your eyes just for a second. And just breathe in and out. And just notice what's going on in your body. Are you holding some tension? Where are you holding some tension? Perhaps in the chest, perhaps in the belly, perhaps on the shoulders, head, wherever it is. And just come in touch with yourself. We're such a heady society, right? We live so much in our head, so it's really good to just take a moment to pause and come back to the present moment and to our own well-being. Okay. And I would like all of you to tune into yourself and feel where you hold stress or where you hold tension, and scale it. So on a number from 0 to 10, if 10 is very, very strong and 0 is non-existent, where do you feel the stress and how strong is it? So for instance, it could be, I don't know, I'm holding stress in my heart center and it's on a 6, or I'm holding tension in my stomach and it's on a 4. And you think about the lockdown, because the first round will be about the lockdown. What kind of feelings does this lockdown bring up in you, this uncertainty, and scale it on a scale from 0 to 10. I'm asking you to do that because in a minute, after the first round, we will compare how you feel afterwards, after the first tapping round. So it's really for you to take note. And then if you feel like it, you can share afterwards in written form. Okay, so we're just going to start tapping. So please tap on the side of your hand. Very good. And repeat with me. So I will always say a sentence as I'm tapping, and then you repeat the sentence, right? Okay. Even though I'm so tired of this confinement and the entire situation, I choose to relax now. Even though I hold tension in my body because of everything, I honor how I feel. Even though I'm feeling a bit stressed, it's safe for me to relax now. Okay, now we tap the other points between the eyebrows. All this stress.
All this stress.
Next to the eyes. All this stress.
All this stress.
All these tensions.
All these tensions.
And difficult feelings. I can hear one person speaking. Can you also hear this one person speaking? Or is it okay? Yeah, hang on, Obi, could you please mute everyone? Because in the past, I know that it might be distracting for people. Okay, super, okay. So all these tensions and difficult feelings. Clavicle, confinement stress. And on the head, confinement blues. Between the eyebrows, so much uncertainty. Next to the eyes, and worry. About myself and about others. About my health and the state of the world. On the head, but I choose to feel safe now. Between the eyebrows, I choose to let it go. Next to the eyes, all of it. Under the eyes, sometimes I feel tired. Under the nose, of all this uncertainty and lack of perspective. Clavicle, in this very moment, I choose to relax and let it go. Connecting to my strength under the eyes, connecting to my inner strength under the nose, letting go of all tension under the mouth. I'm open to feeling safer. Clavicle. I'm opening to joy. In the head. I'm opening to trust. I have overcome, next to the eyes, so much already. I'll manage this too. There's always a way. Clavicle, releasing all this overwhelm. In the head, releasing all this intensity. Between the eyebrows, letting go of all this anxiety. Letting go of tiredness. Letting go of stress. It's safe for me to relax now. I am safe. In the here and now. In the present moment. I choose to feel safe. Letting go of all the tension. Letting go of all the stress. Letting go of confinement stress. We'll work this out. Letting go of all of it. I choose to relax. Okay, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Okay. And now I would like you to check in with yourself again. And if you feel like it, only if you feel like it, you can share it in the chat. So how did you feel before? You can just write tension and tension 7, and then maybe now you write whatever, like you're in 4 or whatever happened to you from 8 to 4. Very good. Marina says from an 8 to a 4. Super. Exactly. So that was like a first shift. Anyone who would like to share something? Fantastic. That's great to hear. It's really nice. It's amazing. I know this technique. Great, Edita. Wonderful. From an 8 to a 6, 8 to 6, uplifting, brilliant, very relaxing. From 4 to a 2, great. It's new to me, from an 8 to a 6. That's great. Yeah, just take your time. Feeling good. A little bit suspicious. I like that. I love people's honesty. Yeah. From an 8 to a 4. Before I was stressed, but now I am. Okay, but now I'm sad. Okay, yeah. Well, you know, our emotions really have different layers. So the way I see it is really at the top level, we have like fear and anger. Those are like our highest defense emotions, right? We easily go to fear, we easily go to anger. And then as we travel down deeper into ourselves, you know, different layers emerge. And one of them, of course, is sadness. But I do think sadness is a good feeling because it's a gateway to our deeper truth. So often it shows that we're processing stuff. Okay. All right. So let's go to the second round. It's worth it to drink water in between so that you're hydrated, right? It works on the whole body. It works on the acupuncture points of the body, of the meridians. And the meridians really run through the entire body. So it's really good if you stay hydrated. It's good anyway. Feeling well-being.
Irene,
yes.
If I may, because I'm just looking at the chat as well. Someone told us that maybe you talk too fast, but it just a small
slow down. I will do that.
Slow down if it's possible.
Yeah, I will.
And there are some people who, maybe one or two, who didn't have any changes, you know. So maybe you can
Maria,
just.
Yeah, Maria, your camera's off. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, I know.
Okay. So
Yeah,
sorry,
so
the slowing down and any other requests? Slow down.
I may, it was me. I'm Irene.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
I can't see you, but I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, my camera is on.
Okay, wait, I'll just switch here to.
Maybe it's not. Oh, there it is. Do you see me now?
Wait, I'm just switching through. Is it? Is also Irene speaking?
Osvaldini Irene.
Ah,
yes.
great. Yes, hi, I see you.
Same,
Yeah.
another Irene.
Great. Hi, Irene.
No, it was me saying, I find, it was just a comment, I find that maybe tapping longer on each part, maybe it's personal, it would be better for me. I don't know if this is just an introduction and then obviously we do what we want. But that's what I was talking about, from going from one phase to the other.
So Irene, I will absolutely do that. So because it nicely connects to different requests, so to slow down, I will speak more slowly. That will give more time to spend more time on the different points. Someone is saying, please say every time you change the points. I can do that as well. Should we close the eyes? You can keep them open or closed. Is the exercise gender sensitive? I really don't know how to answer that question. It's open for absolutely everyone. So yeah, I ease my shoulders. That's really great. Fantastic technique. How do you choose what you say? I wrote the text before. How do you choose what you say? You always take the problem. So in the beginning, before we got started, people wrote into their chat that they were feeling tired or they were feeling stressed or whatever it is. You always tap with your issue. So if you have a headache, you tap on the headache. If you're tired, you can tap on the tiredness. If you have a presentation tomorrow and you're feeling super stressed about it, then you tap about that. Your truth always matters. It's always about your truth and your need in that very moment, right? Obviously here we have lots of people, so I wrote the text as general to make it really accessible to everyone about the present context. But obviously when you do personal work, you work on yourself, right? You work on whichever need you have in that moment. I noticed you mix negative with positive. Yes, exactly, I do that. Yeah. So generally what I do is that I start with a negative, you know, I take the, let's call it the pain point or the struggle or the challenge. And we tap on that so that the amygdala is being switched off with regard to that particular issue. And then I go to the positive. So last question, and then I'll go to the next. Do you use different messages for the different tapping points? For instance, more cognitive messages for the eyes and more emotional ones for low part? No, I don't. No. If that was the impression, then it's just an impression. It's really free. So really, I mean, I teach EFT, right? And in the classes, what I show, and you can do that yourself. And by the way, I have YouTubes as well on different subjects like anxiety and this and that. So let's just say we tap only on anxiety, right? Outside of any context. Then you just say, even though I'm feeling anxious, I choose to relax now. And then what you can say is, this anxiety, all this anxiety, all this anxiety, all this, you can completely repeat the word over and over again. That will have an effect, yeah? Now, of course, I've taken you on a little journey because I wanted to make it interesting for you, but you can really just, you can keep on repeating the same word over and over. This tiredness, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling tired. Should we follow the same order in tapping? It is the sequence. That's the tapping sequence. If you forget a point, that doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's go to the second round. And this is about worry and anxiety. Yeah, so again, it's about worry and anxiety because the request that was given to me by Renouveau and Démocratie was, people are not feeling good in the present context, can you help? So I wrote this tapping sequence on worry and anxiety, but in the lockdown scenario, right? It can be anything. It can be fear of public speaking. Some people are afraid of taking the plane. Some people are even afraid of taking the car and driving somewhere. You can tap on everything, really. Like there's no limitation to what you can tap. Okay, so I'm assuming that we can all find a thing we feel a little bit worried about in our lives, right? So of course it's the global context, but just tune into your body again, the same way we did it before. Tune into your body and just find something that you worry about. Maybe you're worried about, I don't know, your health. Maybe you're worried about your child, your partner, your job, some presentation you have to give. You can tap on physical pain too, yes. Anything that you worry about, and that you have anxiety about, I want you to just tune in just for a second. And again, notice the number. So if it's like a 6 out of 10 or a 9, if it's a 9 out of 10, it's very strong. If it's a 1 out of 10, of course, it's less strong. And just notice, right? Think about what is causing you anxiety and worry. And just notice it. Where in your body do you feel it? Okay. And we'll do a second tapping round now. I will talk more slowly and spend more time on the different points as you requested. Okay, so please tap on the side of the hand. And I know that some people came later, so it doesn't matter if it's the left hand or the right hand. And also in your face, you can tap with 2 fingers or just 1 finger. Okay, so on the side of the hand, please repeat with me. Even though I have been feeling worried, sorry, about this issue, and just fill in your issue. I choose to relax and feel safe now. Let's say it once more. Even though I have been feeling worried about my issue, I choose to relax and feel safe now. Tapping between the eyebrows. It's been a lot lately. Next to the eyes. All of this has been full on. Under the eyes. In my inner world. Under the nose. And in the outer world. Under the mouth. Sometimes it's difficult to keep it together. Clavicle. Sometimes it's difficult to be more at peace. On the head. I'm a human being in the 21st century. Between the eyebrows. Considering that, next to the eyes, I'm doing incredibly well. Under the eyes, I choose to honor how well I am doing. Under the nose, and what if I could let go of this worry and anxiety? Under the mouth, what if I could begin to relax? Clavicle, maybe my worrying about things is not going to change things. On the head, the more I relax, the better I can work things out. Between the eyebrows. Perhaps worry is a default program of mine. next to the eyes. Perhaps at some point in my life, under the eyes, I decided to worry so that I could stay safe. Under the nose, I choose to honor that. Under the mouth, I choose to see that. Clavicle, but right now, I'm allowing myself to relax. On the head, I honor who I am. Between the eyebrows, and I honor my life path. Next to the eyes, it's safe for me to release this anxiety. Under the eyes, it's safe for me to release this worry. Under the nose, right here and right now. Under the mouth, I'm open to feeling happier. Clavicle, releasing the remaining tension. On the head, and perhaps underneath it all, between the eyebrows, there is peace. Next to the eyes, I feel peace. Under the eyes, underneath it all, under the nose, I feel gratitude in my heart. Under the mouth, I open to happiness. Clavicle, allowing peace and gratitude. On the head, I am safe. Between the eyebrows, all is well. Next to the eyes, I am safe. Under the eyes, I can relax. Under the nose, all is well. Under the mouth, it's safe for me to relax. Clavicle, letting go of all the remaining tension. And on the head, all is well. Very good. Please receive a deep breath in and breathe out. Okay. Take another breath and just arrive back. And if you feel like it, please share in the chat what you're feeling and what's going on for you. Just going to look at all the other questions. So if you want, just write the number you had in the beginning, 7 or 8 or whatever it was, and like maybe now it's 3 or 4. So it's safe for me to relax. Yes, I really like it too, right? Because sometimes we don't feel safe to relax. I'm coming to become a bit sleepy. I notice I'm smiling, wonderful warmth, very calm, can't stop yawning, 86, 64, 95, that's brilliant. feeling clear in my mind, much more connected, brilliant in my inner self, beautiful, excellent, 79, yawning, very relaxed, calm, nice, okay. Can we have the tapping sequence to repeat alone? Of course. So this is being filmed. I assume Irene Renouveau and Démocratie is going to put it online. So you can absolutely have it. Yes. Just repeating is safe, brings tears to my eyes. That's so beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for sharing that. Floating in the galaxy. I love it. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you very much. These are beautiful comments. Should we keep the focus more on the body or in the words? Just do whatever feels right to you. You know, there is no right or wrong. You see, how can I explain this? When I discovered Chinese medicine, I fell in love with it because it connects the mind and the emotions and the body. And in fact, the three are inherently and inseparably interlinked. So if the body is healthy, we're going to have, our emotions are going to be better. When we suffer a lot of difficult emotions, then this is going to be reflected in the physical body. So one is really connected to the other. You can't do anything wrong with that. Okay. So you see, I would just like to point out, we've been tapping just about 20 minutes and people are already feeling like a decisive shift. This is such a simple and safe technique. You know, I really recommend you doing it more often and you can use it on anything. Our next conference, hang on a minute. So we have another conference on the 29. Right, there we will be tapping on procrastination. So that is for those who don't know the word, it's the problem that you need to do something. For instance, you need to write a report and then you really drag it out, right? So on the 29th is going to be on procrastination. I myself, I will also do one on sleeping problems. So if you want, you can also register for that. That you need to do via my website. That's going to be in 10 days time. So there we'll tap on sleeping problems, falling asleep or waking between 3 and 5 in the morning, right? Which is also a huge issue. And by the way, sleeping problems have gone through the roof now with the whole lockdown thing. So, so that of course is something to be worked on. So
Irene,
yes.
sorry. It is possible to just have the text sent. The Annabella asked, I don't know if you can send the text, but maybe if it's not possible today, next session we will do like that. It's okay. Yeah. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll think about it. But you can definitely have the videos. You can definitely have the videos. Let's do it this way. What is your website? So it's just irenenolte.com, and there on the homepage you can register for the next. I do these once a month, every time on a different issue, and the next one is going to be on sleeping problems, as I said. All right. So we have about 20 minutes left, and I love to interact with people. So do you have some special requests? I'm really happy to take on some special requests. So is there a particular issue you would like to tap on? Maybe if several people are interested in the same issue, then I can just develop a quick stop smoking. Okay, Annabelle, I can't, this is very personal. You know, it's a bit, smoking is a bit like fear of public speaking, whereas on the surface, it seems to be the same for everyone. The underlying things are personal, right? So I know, sorry, thanks, no problem. Okay, sleeping, so much tension released, wonderful. I'm so happy. Overthinking, that's a good one. Feeling anxious and breathless, and I breathe less deeply. Yes, when you have experienced a very difficult situation, hang on, interaction with them, violence, of course. Okay, overthinking.
Overthinking is it's repeating.
Seems to be really good. Okay, right.
So we can maybe work on that.
Yeah. Okay. So would someone I mean, I don't know if this is too challenging, but let's just try. Is it okay if I can enter a dialogue mode with someone, or is this does that not feel okay? And if it doesn't, that's totally fine. But it would help me to hear from you what you mean by overthinking. I mean, I can imagine what it means, but is there something in particular? Is it kind of like you want to start a project or you want to finish a project and then you keep on working on it, overthinking causing more anxiety? Yeah, I just need a few more words on overthinking and then I can develop an EFT sequence on that. Is there someone who would feel like just strength and feeling overwhelmed? Okay.
I can talk on overthinking if you want. I suffer from that a lot.
The thing is, I can't see who's talking. Okay, so
this is Francisco Garcia, no?
Hi,
Yeah.
hi, Francisco. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for there you are. Great. It really helps me if I can enter. Okay, Francisco, thank you for coming forward. So for you, it's also the issue of overthinking.
Yeah, I mean, I spent last year 10 months in sick leave for burnout, anxiety, and one of the things was overthinking, which is, I don't know if it's like that for the others, but if you're overstressed, you want to be on top of everything, you're running like a headless chicken, and then you have a problem and you cannot stop thinking about this problem day and night when you're sleeping, when you wake up in the middle of the night. And thinking about it just doesn't help you solve it. On the contrary, it gets you focused on that, and you have the recurrence, and then because of that, all the things are even going worse because you can stop thinking, and your head is 90% of the time going round and round about the same issues that worry you, that cause you anxiety. That was my feeling about it. I don't know if others are.
I totally understand you. I also had a burnout, just to share that with you, and
Okay.
and so just to give you, because this is EFT, but also holistic health from the point of view of traditional Chinese medicine. Overthinking is an issue of the spleen, in French la rate, I think in Italian it's batho, mild in Flemish, and to help it, what's really, really important is to eat warm meals 3 times a day, to have warm meals that really nourish you and calm you down, right? I'm saying this to you, Francisco. I'm saying this to everyone who's suffering from overthinking and like, you know, has an onset of burnout, or indeed is suffering from burnout. So warm meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are really important. Because you really need to slow down the cellular vibration of your body, and just to bring that nourishing warmth to you. So that's one thing. Okay, Francisco, thank you so much for stepping forward. You're my hero, and I will be using your words that I wrote down, right? Because that's really important. Okay, so let's tap on overthinking, side of the hand. Okay. Even though I'm overthinking things, and it's really stressing me out, I choose to relax now. I'm using Francisco's words now, yeah? Even though I'm overthinking, because I want to be on top of things.
No, it's not.
And because I really care. I choose to honor how I feel and all the efforts I'm making in life. Between the eyebrows, all this overthinking. Next to the eyes, day and night. Under the eyes, it's driving me round the bend. Under the nose, it's stressing me out. Under the mouth, the reason that I am so tired, clavicle, is precisely because I have tried so hard. On the head, I choose to honor all the efforts I have been making. Between the eyebrows, and I choose to slow down now. Next to the eyes, slowing down my thinking. Under the eyes, slowing down my heartbeat. Under the nose, slowing down my breath. Under the mouth, I choose to breathe in fully. Clavicle and to breathe out. On the head, my physical system thinks that I'm not safe. Between the eyebrows, but I am. Next to the eyes, I'm healing all the wounds of the past. Under the eyes, letting go of all this pressure I'm under. Under the nose, slowing down my thinking. Under the mouth, I focus on one item at the time. Clavicle, letting go of all this fear in my body. On the head, I'm allowing my body to heal. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Okay, so just a word on overthinking. So in my experience, burnout and overthinking invariably come from not feeling safe, right? What leads to burnout generally is that generally the people who burn out are deeply committed people who work incredibly hard. You know, they give their everything and they try and they try and they try to make it work. But it can be the managerial structure, it can be the organizational structure, there can be so many things, right, that counter all these efforts. And so at some point it's a bit of an implosion, you know, and then you feel like I can't do it, you know, it's just too hard, the task is too big. So the thing to do then is just to the extent that is possible, and I understand that it's very difficult, is to take a step back, because your nervous system has to heal again, right? You need to slow down. And this is where like physical touch is really important. Anything from acupuncture to acupressure or shiatsu, but it can also be foot reflexology, anything, because you need that healing touch to your body to help slow down your general health. Then, of course, also you need to look at diet, reduce all the factors like coffee and caffeine that yet again put pressure onto your adrenal glands. And sugar, of course, which is also such a huge stimulant, including alcohol, which is also sugar, and all these things. So it's really about like taking a holistic approach to whatever is going on. Okay, I feel I have grown. My body spontaneously lifts up. Okay, Helen is feeling upset. I'm very sorry about that, Helen. Okay, some people are feeling sad. Okay, well, just allow things to happen, you know. I mean, it's also in meditation and so on. It's really about welcoming all the emotions that want to come. You see, there's nothing bad with emotions. The problem is when we just try to repress them, when we think something's wrong with them. It's the repression of emotions that is unhealthy, and that takes so much strength. If you're feeling angry or frustrated, anger is a response to an injustice. It's a healthy feeling. Sadness, maybe something wants to be processed or grieved. Fear, maybe, you know, you feel there's a threat, so honor all your feelings. There's nothing wrong with them. All right, are there any questions with regards to the technique in particular? Looking at people's messages. Okay. Can it be practiced on children? Absolutely. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. But then you simplify the language. So instead of saying, you know, I honor how I feel, you say, I'm still a great kid. So let's imagine the child, I don't know, got a bad grade at school, right? Like failed in a maths test. I'm just inventing. So you can tap, okay, even though I got that test wrong, I'm still a great and wonderful child. The other thing is, what's obviously really important for kids is that the parents love them. So you can just say, even though I got the test wrong, you know, mommy and daddy or whoever, you know, still really, really loves you. So you can also great with kids to tap on sleeping problems when they're afraid of darkness, or when they're just afraid of falling asleep. How long should it last? So it has an immediate effect when you tap it. And so it's a bit the question of like, how do you access the issue? So let's say you have sleeping problems, right? Tapping will immediately reduce the stress you have around not falling asleep, and perhaps help you just fall asleep. But if it's a longer issue, then we need to look at the beliefs behind, you know, like what's keeping you from falling asleep. And there can be different factors for that. Is the strength with which you tap important? No, it's not. That's a really good question. Very often, especially in the beginning, people tap really strongly. You don't need to do that. You can tap very gently, and it can be 2 fingers, 1 finger, whatever feels right to you. By the way, next time you're in traffic jam, instead of feeling, you know, agitated about the traffic jam, you can start tapping on any issue that you have. You can really use any moment during your day to just tap any issue that might be coming up. Must we spot where you tap automatically be linked to positive? No. So you can just keep on tapping the negative and doing one round after the other, or you can then switch to a positive. How long should one session be? 5 minutes or 10, half an hour? Seriously, sometimes I just tap for 10 seconds and it already has an impact. So if I'm feeling stressed about something, or if I didn't like something, even just doing 1 or 2 rounds, so we're talking about 20 seconds, that will already have an impact. How do you practice on your own? Well, you have the points. You can also find all the points on my website. I made a couple of YouTubes. We'll put this online. You can just follow these sequences. The exercises make me aware of particular point of tension in my shoulder. How do I improve this point? Well, you tap about the tension in the shoulder. You need to also see if anything emotional went on. Are you stressed at work? Are you stressed in private? Is there something going on? And then tap on that and see if it's related. Brilliant. Thank you, Dietrich, saying thank you. Wonderful. I also use it by watching movies. Is there an issue which caught me emotionally? Okay, that's really great. Wonderful. Okay, any other questions? So let me just repeat this. I don't know if, so on the 29th of April, we'll tap on procrastination. And in the meantime, it will be on sleeping issues. You need to register on my website for the sleeping issue thing. It's free, it's online, tapping without speaking. Yes, you can tap without speaking, absolutely. You don't need to speak out loud, just tap the points. Thanks, wonderful. Is the very same tapping sequence? Yes. So it's always the same sequence, it's always the same points, which makes it more meditative, and you can use the same point over and over. My website, my website, someone's asking for more, irenenolte.com.
You can send maybe the message, to your.
Sorry, excuse me. Can someone, because I'm not a host now, hang on, to everyone, here we go. Okay, and there this is on sleep and like monthly, fantastic, wonderful. I got a lot more than I thought. That's really nice. Thank you, Daphne. Wonderful. Francisco, thank you. Brilliant. Tension in the belly, yes. Sorry, Stefania, tension in the belly, yes. It's about finding out where this tension is coming from. Like, what is it causing? Is it emotional? Is it food related? Like, where is this tension coming from? Is it about something that's going on in your life? Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been really great meeting you. It's a bit strange saying that because obviously I only saw part of you, but it's been, I really enjoyed being here. It's always nice.
I feel reborn. This is nice.
That's so great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Videos in French.
Thank you.
And who's asking this? Because the videos, Sabatino. Yes.
En français, oui. You can do maybe in session in French if there is a need. Huh?
I can do that. If people would like that, I can do that. Yeah, French or German, whichever is needed. Procrastination topic. Yes. Okay, some Edita saying in German. Nice English. Okay, well, maybe we can have one in French and one in German, or I will work it out.
So you can maybe, if I can say something, maybe we can do the, during one session in French, one in English, and even in German, you know.
Ah, within the same session, we can do that.
Yeah, this is what you can do. Huh? Everything is possible. You are polyglot, huh? You manage everything in French.
Sí, pero tengo que trabajar mi español.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I benefited, Magda, super. So thank you.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So I think that we will, dear colleagues, I'm very happy to see that you were happy and you work so well with Irene. I would like to thank Irene to manage this session in a very professional and nice and warm way.